Hey, welcome to this series, ArcViz Basics Modeling the Bungalow. So the whole idea of this is to just take a simple plan like this. Is a roof plan I just grabbed off Google Images, and sketch out a quick concept of what the building might look like based just on the roof plans here. So we obviously have the exterior wall perimeter here, so we've a good idea on how to start. So all we're going to do is trace. All I did is I just traced. You can see here I just layered up a Photoshop document here, traced over it, decided where I wanted the rooms, what was going to go where, what way the doors are going to swing, where the windows were. So now we have a good sort of a plan in mind to go and create the building, create the bungalow. So as I said, it's not supposed to be deadly accurate. I've put in a scale here that I've decided upon 5 meters. So inside of this wall to this wall in this area is going to be 5 meters. So all we need is that one measurement, and we can work off that and scale it to that within Max. So with that said, I'll jump across into Max, and first thing we'll do here is first thing I'll do is I'll create a layer. So it's always good to work in layers, especially with this type of stuff as well, because you've so many different items: windows, doors, walls, floors, roofs, the whole lot. So it's quite easy to work in layers. So rename this one and start with plans. We call this plans, and we might as well create the other layers over here. We're going to have subfloor, walls, windows, and doors. Right, so we'll go to our plans layer, make sure that's active. Just drag this off screen, and I'll drag out a plane here. So I'm working in centimeters here. So we did a great drag out that plane, and let's drag the material editor over. I have two materials just set up here. So I have the roof plan drawn and the floor plan drawn. So apply those bitmaps, do these planes, use them as the plans. So just apply that, and before I do that, I'm just gonna just hop in here and take a look down here at the dimensions of our image. We want to keep the aspect ratio, so that's 422 by 520. So 422, so it's going to be 520 here, 520 and 422, just to maintain that aspect ratio. Okay, so we'll name this floor plan, and let's drag this off screen, shift copy, and we'll name this roof plan. Copy, OK, and assign the roof material here to that one. Okay, so I'm gonna hide that for the moment, and we'll work on the floor here. So that's pretty much it for setting up the plans with the floor plan and the roof plan. That's all we really need to get going. Once you have an idea of some basic measurements, like ceiling height and thickness of the walls and that sort of thing. So we'll leave it at that for this one, and then the next one I'm going to start by creating the floor, the subfloor, and then we'll extrude the walls from the subfloor, and after that we'll use Pro Boolean to cut out the windows and the door ops, and we can create some basic windows and doors. There are Max tools here specifically for this kind of modeling. See, we have walls, you know, I can drag these out and they act as interactive kind of Boolean objects. So if I was to drag that out, we'll say turn on snaps and just turn on edge segment, and if I go over here, sorry, if you go over here and select doors, I pick a door, pivot door, and I'll snap to this. And if I drag out the door, you can see it's S to turn off snaps. Bring the height down and the width in a bit. You can see if I'm using these AEC walls, we can move the door around and it interactively cuts out the yoke for us. And you have all sorts of parameters here, and you know, different styles of doors. If we go back to doors here, sliding door, bifold, pivot. It is quite a good way to do it, quite fast as well. You know, I can change it to double doors, flip the swing, flip the hinge, all that sort of stuff. But I think we will just create our own, because I'm not going to use these AC walls. I'm just going to start with a plane, slice the plane up with the swift loop tool and extrude the walls, and then just boolean our doors and windows ourselves. So I'll just delete these. Enough about that. They are quite handy though to use them if you're working off like an AutoCAD plan, DWG file, or you know, you can snap to the verts on the file and quickly blast out those walls. But I might leave that for maybe another time, another tutorial. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll get started on the floor, subfloor and walls next. Alright, cheers, thanks, good luck.